gonna stop or give it up. Killing infidels, always got it planned. Underhand, give a lot a yell. My, whoa! My Sharia. My Sharia. My Sharia.
Wow. Allah's monkey man. Allah's monkey man. This is... Once there was a village by the seashore. Yeah, what happened next? On the Sabbath day, the fish would stick their heads out of the water, tempting the people to break the Sabbath by oh, those are wily little fish. But on the other days, the fish were nowhere to be seen. So only on the Sabbath day, these fish would tempt these people in antiquity. And what happened next? Then the people broke the Sabbath by catching the fish. Oh, because they were easy to catch. So Allah punished them by changing them into monkeys.
Yes, of course.
What the heck are you reading, Tom?
I'm reading out of the Quran and the Hadith, a story in the Hadith, well documented, about Allah changing people who broke the Sabbath into monkeys.
The Allah Monkey Man.
The Allah Monkey Man.
Oh, that's right.
Very good comic book.
The next story I have here is where Allah turns Jews into rats and monkeys and pigs.
Oh, that is another fun. This is what we love for the children. This is meant for the children, but the adults love it as well.
If I'm reading out of Islamic texts,
and they believe
Allah
this,
turning Jews into rats and pigs, it can only be one day of the week, ladies and gentlemen.
It can only is
Jumpin' Jum'Ah Freaky Friday. Hello, everybody.
Yes,
On the 5th of December, Friday. Nice to be here with you as we take a look at the religion of peace and some of its doctrines. Everything we do on this show is doctrinally validated. We're going to take you on some of the more unique elements of the Islamic religion so that if you're considering, like Wilfredo Ruiz did a few years back while he was in the Navy, if you're considering converting Imam Abdullah to Islam,
yes, highly recommended.
You somehow
for your own safety.
You have to overcome, don't you, intellectually, the fact that Allah is changing Jews into pigs and monkeys and rats and all of that? I mean,
what are you talking about?
Is that really in the
Yes.
scriptures of Islam?
Of course, Tom, you know this. Don't play the stupid kuffar.
I'm introducing this to our new drivers, maybe on I-95, listening to WSBR Radio. Hi, everybody. Tom Trento, 10 minutes after 4 o'clock. And they're going, what are these people talking about on the radio?
Right.
Well, we're the United West. We're uniting Western civilization against the Democrat left in the United States because they are anti-Western civilization. You see the house behind me. What house is that, Mark?
That is the White House with an interesting flag on top of it. And
Can't see it. Oh, there it is.
We'll zoom out. There you go. It's got the little black flag of Al-Qaeda.
Yo, Holmes, we like to call that Casablanca.
That's the White House. Yeah. And it's got the Al-Qaeda flag on it because the Islamic State and Al-Qaeda want to conquer that piece of property at some point.
Right.
And one of our, ladies and gentlemen, one of our axioms of education, educational axioms.
By the way, that drawing is not our drawing. That's the drawing from Al-Qaeda magazine.
From the Inspire
magazine. So,
one of our educational axioms, and we are an educational show, 501c3 educational, and you can donate kindly, donate securely at theunitedwest.org to keep this educational information on the air through all of 2015 and 16, 703 more days until Armageddon on November 8th, Tuesday, 2016, when we better elect, and we're going to talk about this today, somebody who's pro-American for once over the past 6 years, and somebody who's pro-Israel, not sanctioning Israel. What is that all about?
Well, it appears that there were rumors started yesterday that the State Department and the administration are getting together to consider sanctions against a certain Middle Eastern country.
Probably Lebanon or Syria or Egypt.
Well, yeah.
Or you would think
No, it'd have to
Iran.
be.
Naturally, you would think Iran, but Obama's been working really hard to make sure Iran doesn't get any sanctions against it. He's been reversing sanctions against Iran. Any more guesses for what country in the Middle East?
Well, for those people who are viewing, they'll have the first advantage here. We'll just put it up there.
Reports Obama mulling sanctions on Istanbul.
Iran? Is that Iran?
Israel. Obama mulling
Israel.
sanctions on Israel. People.
He's,
World.
okay.
American Jewry that voted 80% for this Jew-hating, Israel-hating buffoon. Obama mulling sanctions on Israel. Debbie Wasserman Schultz, what do you have to say?
Well, he's only mulling. He's just mulling.
Mulling,
Mulling
you know.
means nothing.
Well, look, this is the world we have. The United West
Hold on.
stands.
Let me read this article real quick because it's actually
Well, hang
quite
on.
interesting.
I want to get into it. But look, we got
Welcome to your show, Tom.
Yes, we have people in their car on a Friday just wanting to go to dinner in Fort Lauderdale or Miami or Palm Beach, and we're here going monkeys and Jews and rats and all this
And
crazy
Obama
stuff.
and
Obama,
everything.
rah! That's because it's Jumpin'
Jumpin'
Jum'Ah
Jum'Ah
Freaky
Freaky
Friday.
Well, you snuck that one up on me. I didn't
Hey,
chance to the graphic go.
big event in Fort Lauderdale tomorrow.
Commercial time. Let's roll that commercial. Let's see how good the guys are.
God.
Give us a second. Wait, I'm just saying.
Tomorrow, I am introducing. That was fast. Check this out.
Well, how good are
This
we?
is
huh?
for real.
For those in your car,
All right.
contact
James Bond
GPartyFTL
ain't
at
got
Gmail.
nothing
Quiet.
over Gary Burnson, and you can be with me Saturday, December 6th in Fort Lauderdale, Florida at Nick's Restaurant. Gary Burnson, 30 years CIA Directorate of Operations, 3 station chief assignments. He headed up the analysis and investigation of the East Africa embassy bombings. In 2001 December, he led the Jawbreaker team hunt for Osama bin Laden at Tora Bora. In 2000, he was awarded the Distinguished Intelligence Medal. In 2004, the Intelligence Star. Amazing stuff. He will be in Fort Lauderdale. I'll be introducing him. He currently is a National Security Advisor for the Concerned Veterans for America. But if you want your spine tingle and you want to hear amazing stories from an inside spy guy, CIA guy, come with us, have a great meal this coming Saturday, December 6th, 1 o'clock, Nick's Italian Restaurant, Fort Lauderdale. Be there. You will not regret it. You will not regret it, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, we're going to be with Gary Burnson at Tea Party Fort Lauderdale, headed up by Jack Gillis and Danita Kilcullen. They've been doing
That's
it
right.
amazingly. Longest running tea party in the United States of America. Was 7, 8, 20, 100 years now, something like that.
TeaPartyFTL at gmail.com.
Tea
Party
Party
FTL
Fort Lauderdale
at gmail.com.
At Gmail. Make your reservation. I think it's $20 for dinner, and
Be a good show.
It's gonna be fantastic.
Wait
really.
a second. You get dinner and the show
Yes,
for
you
$20?
And you get
And
my
meet this,
introduction.
and meet James Bond, the
My
real James
introductions
Bond.
alone is worth $20. You know?
Yeah, and
And now, ladies and gentlemen, straight
Last
from
night it was worth 21.
there you go. Oh yeah, we'll tell the folks today about. I try to put myself in the position of the viewer watching us on UnitedWest.org or TeaPartyCommunity.com or on DirecTV. When I go home, I put the thing on. To
yeah,
check
actually, I
messages.
do it
You're
on
an
my-
egomaniac.
I know.
He
No, I
does.
check the quality of the production.
That's right.
But the listeners in the car, I try to put myself in their position because we're trying to impact their lives in a very positive way and help them become more patriotic, stand with America, stand with Israel, fight the bad guys. But we're not into the show like 10 minutes. And we got CIA, we got monkeys and pigs jumping all over the place. We got Obama, we got Fort Lauderdale, we got this. Let me tell the folks what we're all about. How about that?
And what are we all about, Tom?
The United West formerly was the Florida Security Council. We formed back in 2006, 2007 to educate people on the threats, the terrorism threats primarily the Islamic threat, but there's other threats out there.
Grover
Most of them
Norquist.
come from the what?
Grover Norquist.
Oh yeah, Grover Norquist. Well, look, hey, we have internal threats too, and we did a whole series on Grover Norquist, the Wizard of K Street. He is a Republican leader for 35 years, and his policies, particularly as it relates to the Muslim Brotherhood, bringing them into the Bush White House, and then once they got there, they don't leave those guys. They made wafk of the White House. They own the White House now. So we stand the United West for the United States Constitution. All of you people driving and saying, "Oh, we love America." It's because we have a tremendous document that's time proven, that's principled, analyzed, and that is real life experience validated. This thing works. And we have checks and balances to make sure when screwballs get in certain parts of the tripartite government, it doesn't totally fall apart, crumble, and we're another banana republic. But I got to tell you this.
Too late.
I know. I got to tell you. Once the cultural belief structure of its citizens shifts too far off its ethical base and it doesn't have a moral compass anymore, then there is no more tied to the moral principles of the United States Constitution, and we're right on that edge right now. So the United West is trying to fight vigorously for revitalization of the evangelical Christian community in America to become more politically active. We believe there's a treasure trove of votes, and we don't hide from voting. Voting's critical in a democracy.
I liked your 50, the football field at the 50-yard line analogy
last night? Okay.
where you have,
You can tell them that.
yeah, you have $3 million.
Well, sketch out the field. You got to give them. They got to see
I was trying to give
field.
the edited version.
Okay.
There's 3 million votes out there that are just in the state of Florida alone where people
Four.
have extra. Huh?
4 million. 4 million votes not cast.
You
4
want to tell
million
us,
not cast, but three-quarters.
Just to get the math right.
I'm trying to give
but-
the edited version.
But three-quarters of the 4 are Christian.
Right.
According
right.
to the census.
I'm just trying to keep
I
this
say
all
those
straight.
3 million dedicated votes out there that have not been cast, who vote 85% of the time Republican, who are registered to vote, who do not vote, and they're registered Republican.
Well, not all of them are registered, but they just need to get
They
registered.
just need to get
There's 3 million. There's a lot of votes. The figure we use is 1 million. There's at least 1 million people.
Okay, so we'll use that analogy.
Just use 1 million. Yeah.
All right, so there's $1 million buried at the 50-yard line in a football field.
6 feet down,
6
I
feet
see.
down, okay? We say, okay, now there's $1 million buried down there, okay? Now, also inside the football field and throughout the stadium maybe is...
Oh, he's changing my.
I'm
It's
making
my
it a little bit
analogy.
bigger because they're
Okay.
going way out there to the
Okay.
cheap seats to get the stuff, right?
Wine.
All right. There's $100 bills all scattered throughout the stadium, which may add up in total to about $500,000. Now, there's $1 million buried right under the 50-yard line, 6 feet down. All you got to do is go get it. It's right there.
Do a little
Or
work
you
with
can
it, Joe.
run around the stadium and find all the little $100 bills along the way. Your choice. Well, what the Republican Party has chosen to do is run around the stadium looking for $100 bills when there's $1 million sitting right there at the 50-yard line, 6 feet down. It's going to take a little work to get to it, but it's there.
It's there. We know it's there. And to flesh out the analogy, folks, and very, very important at 21 minutes after 4 o'clock on Friday, December 5th, 19 days till Xmas.
Don't call it that.
That's disrespectful.
I hate that term. I hate Xmas.
As a Christian, a lot of people don't like that, Xmas.
As a Jew, I don't like it.
As a Unitarian, I don't like it.
And that's neither Christian nor Jew.
But once I had the opportunity to study the Greek language.
Oh, I don't care. Just
And
don't even go
the
there.
X-
Don't even go there.
The
Don't
X,
go there.
The X stands for, as a symbol for Christ.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
No, it
The X stands for that in Koine Greek. Then it made all the sense in the world to write Xmas, and I write Xmas, and I like it.
Then I don't have a problem with
And so you
it.
just
Yes.
throw out Christ altogether.
But let's get back to the
So you just throw
analogy.
out Christ altogether.
Jesus is the reason for the season.
Well, then Christ must.
But this Hanukkah, we have to appeal to our
Oh,
Jewish
get out of
brothers.
here.
They get 7 gifts. We get 1.
I so hate-
you.
Eight.
8.
I hate.
How many candle holders are on a real menorah? I see 7, 8, or 9. What is the real number?
9.
Yes. You're a
9.
Muslim imam. What are you talking about? Oh, no, you're Smucky.
I'm Schmucky. What's the matter with you?
Okay. I want
Are
to get
you
back.
blind?
I want to get back.
Do I look like him?
I want to get back 22 minutes after 4 o'clock to this analogy of the Republican Party pandering for these special interest
Yes.
groups, whether it's the homosexual group where the homosexual is some homo means same sexual, same sex, where there's attraction to same sex.
That's one of those
Or whether
$100
it's a transgender group.
Another
where they're-
$100 bill.
They're transmitting
Oh,
themselves through.
Miami-Dade passed a law allowing transgenders to pick whichever bathroom they want to go to in
Did they
public
really?
restrooms. Yeah, passed yesterday.
Okay, well, there's a group of those out there, and that's another special interest group. And you can go around and around and around. But the thing that you missed, Mark, in my analogy last night, very important, they weren't $100 bills, they were checks. The money buried at the 50-yard line
Is cash.
gold, okay? The other ones are checks. And you get the check
right.
you find for $25 to cash it. The guy says, I'll give you the money, but you gotta kind of change a little bit and come along our way. You gotta put your old Republican, antiquated, religious belief away and come over this way a little bit. And you go, okay. And the Republican Party is shifting its moral base to become Democrat light.
Right.
And there's no
And-
attraction anymore in the principles of the
And I want to put
historic Republican Party.
a death knell into this craziness they're talking about. Like George Bush is the new Jeb Bush. I'm
Jeb
sorry,
Bush.
Jeb Bush is coming out and saying we need to double down on amnesty and all this stuff because they are thinking some skewed, wacko thought process that somehow illegal immigrants and people who are totally leftist Democrats are going to somehow vote for them in the election coming up in 2016
They're
if
not
they
going to
do
vote
this.
for the guy with the free stuff.
They're not going to vote for the guy with the free stuff. Are you insane? I mean, you're trying to pander to a crowd. That pandering that you're talking about. The Republican Party says, "Oh God, there's $1 million out there in votes and everything like that." No, there's not.
Yeah, no,
We know for a fact that the Republican vote, the Christian conservative vote, is lock solid with us. Just go get them.
Yeah, it's going to vote. And in our work here, and I said at the beginning, we defend the Constitution, we defend the state of Israel, we present an argument for the existence of the state of Israel, to be the state of the Jewish people. We're opposed to the two-state solution, which is nonsensical.
Oh, yes. Did you hear about Obama's new plan for the two-state solution?
Did I hear about Obama's new plan for a two-state solution in Israel? No, I did not.
Yes, it is a very interesting plan.
Well, Imam Abdullah, tell us about President Obama's new two-state solution for Israel.
He will divide it equally.
He will divide it equally into what?
He will divide it equally amongst Iran and ISIS,
Oh,
or Islamic State.
among Iran and the Islamic
Yes,
State.
yes,
Oh,
yes.
So he wants to divide Israel, give half to the
He's
Islamic
obviously
State
joking,
and
right?
half to Iran.
This is
I
a
see,
joke.
I
Was
see.
that a joke, Imam?
Well, it is something that a couple of his
Are
insiders
mulling over. They may be
that
mulling it
have
over.
recommended to him.
They're mulling it over.
I believe Valerie Jarrett has a little something to do with this one.
Well, one thing that
And Samantha Powers.
one thing that is not a joke, and which is not, which was, is our Secretary of State and her recent comments.
Our old Secretary of State. Well, that
Yes.
comes under the 4 mission statements that I'm trying to get out for 26 minutes since 4
Okay.
o'clock. We defend the Constitution. We stand with Israel. That's our Israel Security Project. You can go to our website, theunitedwest.org. Check it out while you're there. Donate securely. Come with us to Israel, March 21st, 2015. That's on the website, right? All that stuff?
Yes.
TheUnitedWest.org cost about $3,000 for about 10, 12 days of fun-filled, spine-tingling excitement. We're going to the hot spots in Israel. We're going to go to the border in Lebanon and look at Hezbollah right over Hezbollah. You know what that means? Hezbollah.
Yes.
What?
There's
No, I didn't
the
know.
fighters of Allah.
Yeah, close. Hezbollah. So we got the Allah, God. Hezb is not soldiers. How did I forget? Warriors?
Warriors of Allah?
No.
Warriors of Allah.
No, it was yeah.
Oh, now you make us look it up.
No, I had an exact, I just slipped my mind. Hezbollah. Check it out. Check exact. It's a fighters of God, but there's an exact, the Hezbollah
It
term.
sounds like maybe you
in
should
Arabic.
talk to Gary Burnson.
Yes. No, he was the Hezbollah expert for the agency, for CIA, virtually from the beginning of his 30-year career. So he knows Hez inside out. When you talk to him, and if you come Saturday, folks,
Party of God.
Party of God. There we
That's
go.
it.
The Party of God. And we're going to go up to the northern border in Lebanon and look into Hezbollah's, look at the two-story buildings. They're beautiful buildings where the families are living, and then, Mark, you remember, in the lower floor. What's in the lower floor?
Well, I remember, the flag, the yellow flag being on top,
yellow
and they were
flag.
just bombed. They were just empty.
They're all munitions put in there.
Right.
And the Iranians are helping build these things, and the
Well,
Israelis are
I
watching
mean, empty.
them. They can't do
There's
anything
no
about it.
people in them. There's no people.
They're like vacation homes. They call them well, we're going to go up there and be briefed in the northern part. Then we go over to the northeastern part, up to the Golan, and you will stand on where the tank battles were back in the 73 war. You will see Land for Peace is asinine. The leaders of Israel will be committing treason to give land legitimately won in a defensive war against Syria, land that protects Israel, back to Syria, a completely failed state that is going essentially going to be an Islamic, an Iranian, some sort of puppet state.
Yes.
If it even stays apart in any shape or form. Then we're going to come down to Gaza over on the western coast. We're going to go right up to where the Gaza border is. We're going to go be briefed. This is our trip on March 21st, 2015. We're going to be briefed at Eshkol, the regional war room, to see how they withstood the bombardment of the Hamas during Operation Protective Edge, 55 days of war. We're going to walk through kibbutzes, and we're going to go to Sderot to look at the Qassam and Katusha rockets and the mortars. We're going to go on a training exercise, 15 seconds to run from point A to point B to get cover, because that's how long you have. We have some great stuff planned.
And actually,
this is the daytime. At night, we've got great speakers.
Right.
And then we're going to go do the whole Jerusalem thing and get a real grasp on that, briefed by the experts, IDF, Border Police, and maybe some intel folks, too. It's going to be a pretty wild trip.
No, it's going to be a fascinating trip, and it really is. It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience. You've never experienced it.
And they're coming with us.
And they're coming with us.
Yes.
Yes.
Such a wonderful time.
Tom,
That what?
I'm a little bit elderly. Do you think it's safe for us older folks to go with you?
We have minders for you. It's very safe, right? But we have minders that will help hold you and carry you. And in the
Like
in the motif of the Middle Ages, we put you in these carts. We have a couple of people waving palm
trees
leaves
and
on
yet,
Oh,
just like a
seedless
Pope-mobile.
grapes too.
like
grapes,
the Pope-mobile, yeah.
wine. We already processed the grapes, but no, actually, it's all first-class hotels.
Yeah.
The trip I just went on, which wasn't part of our tour, we did it independently. I went by myself. Was nice hotels, but not the kind of hotels we stay in when we go with Ronnie Wexler and Heritage Study programs. I mean, the Dan
Fancy,
Hotel,
I hear.
fancy dancy stuff. Because you got 40 people and the price goes down, down, and down. That's why you got to do that.
It's
All right,
like
it's
buying
Jumpin' Jum'Ah
wholesale.
Freaky Friday. We defend the Constitution. We're there with Israel. We fight against the guy occupying the house behind me. And if you're driving in your car, the house behind me, On the screen is the White House. We feel that President Obama is the absolute worst president ever on the face of the earth for any nation. No, maybe if he went to an enemy nation,
He'd be better.
he would be good.
No, he's actually a good president for the Islamic State.
For the Islamic world. He told us coming in, he's an anti-colonialist, and he's going to try to modulate the economy of the United States so that we don't have this colonial power. When you got all this phenomenal economic strength, you could extend and advance yourself without leaving your own shores. And in that way, you subjugate people to your economic power. If you don't have that, then there's geopolitical parity reached, and thus peace. He told us he was going to do that. He did that. And all of you, even though gas prices came down a little bit now, he had nothing to do with that. All of you are going, man, I'm working at a 2-bit job here. You know, when is the world going to come back? When are things going to get better? Not with this president, number one. And number two, he said he is going to decimate, his terms were revitalize or change with new hope.
Fundamentally transform
the United States military. And he sexualized it first by getting rid of don't ask, don't tell. And then he has shattered the budget. We have the weakest military, the smallest budget ever in many, many years, like 40 years right now.
Asking them to do more.
And when the threats to the world are increasing exponentially every single day. So we stand against Obama and we fight against Islamic Jihad. That's what we do here.
Yeah.
But we do it in an entertaining sort of way so that you don't go to sleep while you're driving.
Yes. In fact, we like to say, I put the Jew in edutainment.
There we go. By Schmucky himself.
We put the fun in jihad or whatever.
We put the ha in jihad.
We put the ha in jihad.
We put the ha in jihad. As it was over.
We make jihad fun.
We put the fun in jihad. We're missing our metaphors here.
I know.
All right, let's go to 34 minutes after 3 o'clock on December 5th. Tom Trento here. WSBR. That's the radio station. No, it hasn't been
Sunny
told.
Boca Raton.
Sunny Boca Raton. AM on your dial, on the AM side. 740. That's not when we show the show. The show airs at 4 o'clock every day. Actually, a television show simulcast. 740
maybe.
On your dial, maybe. And right now, one of you mentioned something about Hillary, our former Secretary of State, on this
Yes.
Jumpin' Freaky Friday. What is going on with our next president of the United States of America?
Why don't we just play the clip first, and then we'll talk about it? Because once you hear it, it's
Sounds good.
Yeah. Here you go.
Did I get a haircut or something?
You're
Yeah,
very
you did.
handsome.
You did get a haircut.
I got less
Here you
hair
go.
in my head.
Yeah, here we go.
Oh, you lowered your ears.
Are you guys done?
My ears. Go ahead.
Play a video.
You done? You done?
Yes, I'm done.
This is what we call smart power, using every possible tool and partner to advance peace and security, leaving no one on the sidelines, showing respect even for one's enemies, trying to understand and, insofar as psychologically possible, empathize with their perspective and point of view.
Okay, so we're supposed to empathize and show tolerance with ISIS.
I may have stepped on some of those words with my What did she say?
Play it again. It didn't make any sense.
All right, let's
I
play
think she
this.
said to have empathy for your murderers, your potential murderers.
Can you? You probably can, but I don't think you can do it now. Can you slow
actually.
down so we can hear her?
This is what we call smart power, using every possible tool
That's
and
Hillary.
partner to advance peace and security, leaving no one on the sidelines, showing respect even for one's enemies, trying to understand it insofar as psychologically possible, empathize with their perspective and point
The
of
voice
view.
actually goes with the video.
We're cutting. That piece has to be. That piece has to.
It even sounds like a Carrie for a little bit.
Sybil's alter ego is coming out. Whoa,
man.
that went
That was
perfectly. That was spooky.
Yeah, no, that's how,
perfect
that
for
was her.
Jumpin' Juma freaking
Really
Fridays.
is.
They'd be throwing rocks at her, huh?
Man,
You didn't know I had that.
give me a
Bill.
cross. Put a cross up in front
Boy,
of her.
he just tried to throw me a curveball on that one, just like right out of whoa.
You nailed
yeah,
it.
nailed it. Yeah, right out of the park, man.
Picked him off of first.
Picked him off at first and knocked a grand slam on that one.
But if you had somebody like some pretty model girl, a bikini model girl talking like that, it's not going to work.
No.
You got Hillary.
it could be-
Yeah, well, I'm saying the video
That was
actually matches the
perfect.
voice.
Yeah, this it doesn't work this way, does it?
This is what we call smart power, using every possible tool and partner to advance
No,
peace
no,
and
that sounds
security,
too much
leaving
like
no
it.
one on the
No, that was
sidelines,
perfect. But-
showing
but-
respect
Sounds
even
like
for
the
one's
chipmunks.
enemies.
Let me
I
read
think
the
it does
copy.
actually.
Understand
I think
and
actually makes
insofar
more
as
sense as a
psychological-
chipmunk.
Where's
sound.
the copy? The copy's critically important. Read the copy if somebody has it there.
Yeah, I get it.
Here it is.
It's 38 minutes after 4 o'clock. Tom Trento here with the boys, Mark and Damon. And we are picking ourselves up off the floor after what we just heard Hillary Clinton say. Now, she's getting quite a bit of abuse from many areas.
Yeah.
We believe she's going to walk this back. She was clearly reading a script somebody wrote.
She was
for her.
reading it, yeah. And if you watch the video, that's very key. It was written for her by someone, and I have a very wide suspicion where this came from, and that we've been saying this for years. Tom, who would that be? It's just suspicion. But go ahead.
When you speak extemporaneously, sometimes you say things that you go, I shouldn't have said that. I mean, it happens to me. But she wasn't. She was
No, it was
carefully reading the
scripted.
script. Okay, so let's establish it was a script. So either there's going to be let's get the copy out. Let's
Okay.
let's
All right.
analyze it. Then we'll look at where we think
It came.
Okay.
The
Yeah,
origins came
yes,
from.
yes.
Hillary Clinton is taking heat for saying America should, quote, empathize and show respect for its enemies. The former Secretary of State, who is considered a likely 2016 Democratic presidential candidate, made the remarks during a speech Wednesday at Georgetown University.
Oh wow!
Oh, that
Well,
might have a little
the
something
plot
to do with
thickens.
it.
The plot thickens.
Yes. Touting an approach she calls, quote, smart power, Clinton urged America to use, quote, every possible tool and partner to advance peace. This includes leaving no one on the sidelines, showing respect even for one's enemies, trying to understand and, insofar as psychologically possible, empathize with their perspective and point of view.
Yeah, just like we empathized with the Nazis during World War II. Yeah,
Well, in all fairness to Madam Secretary, and we're very fair here at our show, Enemies of the State. We're very fair. Normally, when someone says something like this, you ask for a clarification. To be a good journalist, you say, Madam Secretary, could you clarify that? It sounds like you're a freaking lunatic that went off the rails supporting the enemy. Clearly, that isn't your position, is it? And then she has to clarify. Now, I don't know if anyone asked for a clarification.
No, I think the whole press corps passed out on the floor after that one.
But let's just take the clarification angle for a second. If Mark, if you were Madam Secretary and I asked you, Madam Secretary, could you clarify that? What do you mean by having empathy for your enemy?
Well, actually, what I meant to say was you need to understand your enemy in kind of a Sun Tzu approach. Empathize, I mean, as an empath, the true definition of empath is actually put yourself in the other person's shoes so you can understand
strategic,
them.
as a strategic means of maintaining your
But
supremacy.
the next part of the sentence that she said was what? The last part, after the empathy.
Empathize with their perspective and point of view. To try understand and, insofar as psychologically possible, empathize with their perspective and point of view.
Okay.
Well, that doesn't sound like understanding your enemy whatsoever. I mean, you really have to go.
To kill them? Are you talking about killing them? Or
Ew, that's so 18th century, killing your enemy. Ew.
I try to understand our enemy. We try to put ourselves in their shoes, but not to get lovey-dovey with them and hug them and kiss them.
to kill them.
I mean, we want to kill their
military
ideological basis, their ideological methodology, their system. The same way, if I was a person in World War II, and understand Nazism, I would want to put myself in the mindset of a Nazi to understand them, so I could kill them.
Sure.
That's what my mindset would
She
be.
didn't really make it seem like that, though.
You know,
No, she's talking now presidentially. Okay, she's running for president.
That's not very presidential.
So,
I mean, I think she's trying to, but that certainly would lend no.
Well, who's going to vote for her? The left is going to vote for her, and she
Unless
needs a
someone
lot
more
of money.
left, unless Elizabeth Warren runs.
And she needs a lot of money. So, and you need that money now. You need early money to scare people like Elizabeth Warren.
listen,
and
I
others,
hope
right?
I really do hope Hillary
Well,
runs.
follow the politics here. She's good. She doesn't care. She's not getting our vote. Okay.
Right.
So she doesn't care about us. So these are carefully crafted words to
Appease.
to appeal to her constituency, but more so to appeal to huge money. Now, whose ears would this tickle to say, yeah,
The Saudis.
yeah,
The Saudis, yeah.
right there.
Yep.
This is-
They bought her husband's library. Now she wants in on that piggy bank.
And also throughout the Muslim Brotherhood contingency too.
The Brotherhood.
The Brotherhood contingency and there's a lot of big money coming in from Arab countries.
Yeah, the
One
Saudi was
place-
just a general term for the Sunni Sunni
Now,
Brotherhood movement.
what connection could she possibly have with the Muslim Brotherhood?
maybe that person there,
Who is that on our screen at 43 minutes?
Uma
after 4 o'clock?
Abedin.
Uma Abedin. And who is Uma Abedin?
She is this person's wife, who is Anthony Facebook Weiner.
Twitter. Anthony Twitter Wiener.
Anthony Twitter
Or
Weiner.
twitted his Wiener. Wiener twitted. I mean,
And
twitted.
also, Uma Abedin is also very close to Barack Obama. There's actually a relationship there also, but the closest relationship goes back to Hillary Clinton.
Now, Anthony Weiner, go back to that picture. We got on the screen, ladies and gentlemen,
Right.
at 44 minutes after 4. Picture of Anthony Weiner and his wife, Uma, H-U-M-A, Uma Abedin, A-B-E-D-I-N, Uma Abedin. And if I'm not mistaken, Weiner Schmucky is a Jewish name?
He is of the Jewish persuasion,
Okay. And
but I'm not very proud of that.
now his wife, Uma Abedin, is a Jew also, correct?
No, Tom, she is not.
What is she, Imam Abdullah?
She is a Muslima.
A Muslima?
Yes, Tom. She come from Muslim Brotherhood royalty, a long line, family line. Her father was big Muslim Brotherhood. Her mother was very big in the Muslim Sisterhood.
Let me
this
check
woman
something.
is royalty in the movement.
Let me check something. You ever see
Yeah.
those people that type like this
Yeah.
On the shows? Like
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
typing? I'm checking my facts here. Here it is, right here. Muslim women aren't supposed to marry
Monkeys
Jewish
or
men.
pigs? No,
Monkeys
no,
or
no,
pigs.
no.
How does that work?
Because this is an arranged marriage for political purposes.
Hey, just like the Kia with lying, you're allowed to do stuff, and just like the 9/11 hijackers, before they went out and blew themselves up, they went out to titty bars
Now, a
and everything
Muslim
like that.
guy could shack up and take.
Of course, because
But this is such a strategic
Women
place.
can't.
This is such a strategic placement. I mean, you have a person, the right hand advisor of Hillary Clinton, the former Secretary of State, former
Senator.
wife of
future
a president,
president.
former wife and potential presidential candidate.
Just
oh my
call her
God!
Future. Don't say
Whatever you want,
right.
Uma, you can do. You can even marry a Jew if you want to.
Let me establish a couple of things here for our listening and viewing audience. We have a very large Jewish listening audience in South Florida, and about 80% of the Jewish people listening voted for the Clintons, voted for President Obama. Watch how we weave a couple of pieces.
It's called Jewicide.
Watch how we weave a couple of pieces of very, very serious national security information together. We have Hillary Clinton yesterday throwing out a trial balloon saying, we've got to understand and empathize with our enemies. Now, we're establishing the fact that her right-hand bag person, and Uma has been her bag person, carrying her bags, doing all of that for
I think
many,
she's
many
actually
years.
the originator of the YouTube video for Benghazi too. The story.
Hold,
Go
that,
ahead.
that could be possible. We can weave that in. But right now, we have Hillary making a statement. We're arguing that that statement passed the approval of Abedin. If not written by her, it certainly had to be approved by her. And we're now making the connection that she's married to Anthony Weiner, who's a Jew. Abedin, is she a serious Muslim?
Royalty. Muslim Brotherhood.
Well, where
royalty.
did she go to school? Where did she go to school?
Where did she go to
School.
She went to Georgetown.
Did she go to? Oh,
She was the
that's right. That's
secretary.
right. That's right.
She was the
my God.
secretary of the MSA, Muslim Student Association, at Georgetown when
Now,
she was there.
understanding, MSA is the founding of the Muslim Brotherhood in the United States. Go ahead.
1963 in Illinois.
So we have in the 90s, Abedin going to Georgetown, being an official with the Muslim Student Association, the Muslim Brotherhood.
Right.
Where, pray tell, was Hillary speaking yesterday when she made this statement?
Georgetown.
Oh my word, the web we weave. Now, when married Anthony, a Jew marrying a Muslim, which the Muslims aren't allowed to marry Jews, who officiated at that wedding ceremony?
I don't know. Who did?
Was
Who
that
did
Mr. Bill?
Mr. Bill.
Mr. Oh, that's right.
Bill Clinton
our
married
president.
and Anthony. This is like
Is he a reverend like your Al Sharpton?
This is like, England in the 1100s, where you grab this guy over here who's a prince of some family to marry the princess. You put it all together for royalty. The Clintons were setting up, through the direction of the Saudi money, the
Right.
Muslim
They were getting
Brotherhood,
some big money through
we're
that.
setting up the future mayor of New York. He
Right.
was
That's
supposed
what I was
be the
about to
mayor.
say.
He was the-
Remember, before his the Wiener picture,
Before his Wiener got
Wiener's
crazy.
Wienergate, he was the front runner to replace Bloomberg in New York.
He was going to become the mayor.
He was
There's
a
no question.
shoo-in.
Yeah, he was
There's
a
no
wiener.
question. Now, can you imagine? And this is what's so crazy about this whole stuff is when we present this evidence and it's actually written up in Congress as evidence.
Islamophobes.
You have people even in our own party looking at this. going,
Oh, absolutely.
Boehner,
and
Yep.
you also have, McQueeg up there too.
Kane.
McQueeg.
Oh, yeah. When Michelle Bachmann, Congresswoman Bachmann, June 15th, 2012, wrote that there needs to be an investigation to several people.
Well, actually, not just her, but her and five other.
Five
Yeah.
total.
Yeah.
She put the letter together. 5 people signed it. And it basically said, we got to look into this Abedin person and just check it
Just
out.
investigate her. That's
Yeah.
all.
And it was an 18-page letter with all kinds of documentation.
Right.
McCain immediately jumped up and
Oh, I know Abedin. She's a great person. How can you even?
As he was hopping off an airplane from hanging out with terrorists in Syria, probably.
Oh, McQueeg.
That guy wouldn't know a terrorist if it sat on his lap and ate his bologna sandwich in front of him.
Hey, look, folks, at 50 minutes after 4 o'clock on December 5th, 19 days before Christmas. How many days before Hanukkah? We need a Hanukkah countdown. And 703 days
11.
before... 11, is it? 703 days before the Armageddon election on November 8th, 2016. Critically important.
Ready for Hillary?
We are alerting you today, mark it down, that Hillary Clinton is siding with the enemy. As tough as you may think she is, she's entrapped and controlled money-wise by Muslim Brotherhood money, by a Muslim Brotherhood advisor. And we're not going to get clarity on understanding the threat assessment or the threat doctrine of the enemy. Conversely, we're going to start hearing things that confuse our view of who the enemy is, usually in some sort of sensitive, humane, progressive outreach, like saying we need to empathize with our enemies. That's the kind of stuff. Oh, is that what she said last night?
Yes, that's what she said last
Let's
night.
play that one more time to underscore our point. Hillary is dangerous.
You want to play it one more time? Okay.
Yeah, play this one more time. Listen to this now.
Okay, here we go.
This is what we call smart power, using every possible tool and partner to advance peace and security, leaving no one on the sidelines showing respect even for one's enemies, trying to understand and insofar as psychologically possible, empathize with their perspective and point of view.
Interesting. I just saw another angle in that.
Yeah.
I love that new
Slow-mo.
voice for her, man. She's got to go that route.
She got to go that John
She'll
Kerry
control
route.
the galaxy with that voice.
That's Darth Vader.
It does
You know,
sound
she's
like
got a better chance of getting my vote with that voice.
With that voice.
It'd be worth it.
Yeah, and have her out there every day. Putin gets loud.
Come here, Luke.
She goes
Luke,
to
come
Putin. She goes to Putin. Putin, I think you need to sit down now.
Putin, feel the power, feel the force, Putin.
Yeah, man. But she said, and the big idea today, ladies and gentlemen, from the United West, from Tom Trento, enemies of the state, Hillary Clinton, if she continues in this direction, which is the direction she believes and the direction she is entrapped in due to all of her political meanderings through the years, she is an enemy of the state. This is not how you, in the 21st century, with the Islamic State looming largely through the Middle East and eyeing its jewel in Jerusalem, this is not how you lay the groundwork for your presidential bid unless you are bought and sold by the bad guys. The big idea today is Hillary Clinton is a dangerous presidential candidate.
Very
for
dangerous.
Jews and Christians.
I really do think she's been highly influenced by Abedin on so many levels. And I want to reference that going back to Benghazi. I think that's exactly where this stupid video story came from, was right from Abedin, because that was a direct correlation back to the Muslim Brotherhood, because the Muslim Brotherhood, a radio host in Egypt, was talking about this video, and they understood people got upset, and that word got to and the word got to Hillary, and that's how it got to Barack, because 10 minutes after she talked, 10 minutes,
Good point.
10 minutes after Hillary talked to Barack Obama during the Benghazi attack, as Claire was saying, as people were dying in Benghazi, 10 minutes later, the first reference of the video come out from the Secretary of State at the time, Hillary Clinton. She's the one who brought up that stupid video thing, and it came, dollar to a donut, it came right from Abedin.
Dollar to donut is an old term because donuts are about $1 now.
Yeah.
Well, the thing, as you were going through that very important timeline, my internal political machinery is going, how are these stupid people going to vote for her again, right? But they are.
They are.
Going to vote
They
for
are.
her because the facts don't matter. Which stresses the second big idea that we initiated here in the show.
What?
The need to go mine the votes that can make a difference. The Christian community in the United States. We have, the Jewish community turns out pretty highly in terms of their numbers. It's the Christian community that's down nationwide. And 3 million Christians did not vote in 2012.
In the state of Florida.
The state of Florida, 3 million. We had 8 million votes cast. President Obama won by 73,000 votes. So all we needed was 40,000, 100,000 Christians out of the 1 million, out of the 3 million, and the dynamic has changed. And when you lay out the facts to these Christians, and I'm one of them, I vote, but the ones that don't, when you lay the facts out and you put the position of Israel and all this stuff, they go, oh, okay, this makes sense. They're not obstinate, they're not angry. They just, for some reasons, don't want to do this, and we know the reasons.
It's in their genes.
So send us your donations so that we can implement the Israel Security Project, which is a revitalization, a renewing, repairing of the relationship between the United States of America and Israel. Because when push comes to shove and the bad guys come storming in, there's only two countries that are going to stand together and really fight. It's the United States and Israel. And Israel is necessary for the protection of every single American citizen.
Exactly.
Was it not the former head of naval intelligence that said Israel would be like having an entire new fleet? And then
there's a lot of analogies to not having Israel in the Middle East. If all the Jews said, All right, we're tired of all this nonsense. We're going to
Screw you, Obama.
We're
We're
outta here.
realigning.
we're going somewhere. They go wherever they go to, right? They're all gone.
Russia.
They go to wherever they go. They go someplace. We need to do a show on what the world looks like if the Jews are not occupying their own land. If they're
Well,
not
just
living in their own land.
technology-wise, we would be devastated in this country because you'll go look at all the technology that
No,
you
but
have.
not even that. A national security. I mean, if you took everybody out,
You took that big aircraft carrier out of the Middle East.
yeah, and now which Muslim group would claim Jerusalem? Iran or
That goes back to Obama's new two-state solution.
Iran and ISIS.
you would have
Iran
Iran,
and ISIS equal split.
you would have Syria times 10 in Israel
Because the jewel is Jerusalem.
with nuclear weapons.
Well, and plus, since Israel has actually built the country up and built all this wonderful land and all these hotels and all these roads,
Goodbye.
And they actually grow food over
And they
there.
actually
That
grow
is such a
food.
crazy thing in that area.
you talking about a rape and pillage of you imagine it would just be nothing but a bloodbath over who gets what thing down there.
No.
it'll be
be
destroyed.
Or
That'd be a great
after
show.
2 years, it would actually look more like Palestine did pre-Zionism, where it was just a dustbin that they didn't really care about.
You don't-
And the only
you
reason
don't
they're
even-
there now
you-
is
you
because
don't-
there's Jews there.
Time out. You don't even have to imagine it. We have factual proof of what actually happens. When Israel controlled Gaza, it was starting to get hotels, build up roads. It was
Making
actually
food.
Gaza is actually a beautiful beachside resort area. The land is actually very fertile down there.
There are still $1 million homes.
Yep.
The
in
whole
Gaza.
area. Now, when they actually gave it to the Palestinians, look what happened to Gaza. And it wasn't because of the rockets that Israel lost. That was just the final nail in the coffin. This place was a combat zone from get-go before one Israel missile landed in Gaza.
But they're going to argue. I'll argue the Hamas point of view at 58 minutes.
Thank you, Tom.
The 58 minutes after 4 o'clock. Just a few minutes left in our Friday Jumpin' Jum'Ah Freaky Friday show. Everybody go to theunitedwest.org, theunitedwest.org. Look at this show if you're listening to it, but go right below on our homepage. There's all the information about our trip to Israel. We'll show you why the Jews need to keep their homeland. But as we close out this show right now,
Well, actually, if
They're
you
gonna-
think about time travel, you actually get an extra minute if you travel at the speed of light and back.
I know. That's why I'm
How about a shout out to our Alaskan friends?
this Gaza thing's very interesting because the Hamas is going to argue, the only reason we didn't develop our land that was our land and we finally got back and we threw the Jews out is because we had to fight them for the rest of our land. Now that we have all the land, now you'll see the magnificent Islamic production. We invented zero
Right.
and rockets and all this, and we're going to go into all the high-tech facilities and the universities, and we're going to turn all those dials and make everything work and make Mohammed
Like
pop
those
out
other
of it.
56 Islamic countries are known for.
The high-tech Yemenis and Azerbaijan.
It's
And,
amazing how Israel, with
right.
its 7 million people, has invented more modern technology and medical technology than all the 56 of those countries combined and multiplied by 10.
But really, the streets will be flowing with blood of Sunni and Shia
Oh, it'll
as
be a
they
bloodbath.
constantly kill each other for
Yes.
control of that land.
I can't wait to watch.
Unbelievable, ladies
right.
and gentlemen. All right, any concluding thoughts, gentlemen, for this nice
Happy
weekend?
Jumpin' Jum'Ah Freaky Friday.
Yes, congratulations to the Muslims in Chechnya that managed to kill 20 civilians.
Yep, they're fighting up there, and Putin vows to fight back. We have a first mosque opening up in Alaska. We'll talk about that next week.
good. Here it is, right
No, we have it
We
right
have
there. We have it right there.
President Obama playing golf continually.
Because there's a lot of Muslims in
How does he
Alaska.
have time to golf with all that Israel hating?
And our big idea today is we have Hillary Clinton.
Hillary.
Hillary
Hillary.
Clinton making completely asinine statements that she will walk back. You watch. But right now, folks, have a safe,
she'll
have a
walk it
wonderful
back.
weekend. Enjoy your families. We will see you on Manic Monday. Bye-bye.